it's Riikka Kovasin here. This time I'm doing a card inspired by nature. The inspiration for this card came from a wax seal. I wanted to try the Melt It products if they work for creating that kind of wax seal effect with embossing powders. So I heated some melted powder in a foil cup, added some gold rich embossing powder to it, and then poured it to a non-stick surface and had my wax seal stamp ready. As you can see later on, it worked wonderfully. I didn't want to waste any of the powder, so I made some little droplets like half pearls using the rest of the melted powder with the gold. And those came handy when I then finished my card. Here you can see after the embossing powder has cooled like the wax, I then removed the stamp and then removed the actual wax seal so I can then adhere it to my project later on. Now I'm preparing more elements to my card. I use a heat resistant transparency and make some wonderful plant details using Julie Hickey stamp. I'm using the golden embossing powder to them as well. This is the same technique I used earlier in my layout a couple of months ago. I also emboss a dried lace-like leaf using white embossing powder. This makes the leaf a little bit more visible in the card and also kind of shows you that embossing powders are fit for different surfaces. Then I make a little tag using the Round and Round stamp set and Aztec Glints embossing powder. This is going to be kind of a background of the focal point in my card. Then one more element. I'm using the same Round and Round stamp set and this time embossing vellum. For the vellum I'm using honey embossing powder, so it's kind of playing also with the matte and metallic tones. Now I have all my elements done for my card, so it's time to put everything together. I first sew the vellum because I feel that's the best way to add vellum without any marks from any adhesives. Now I'm adding also some twine to the design, just a couple of lengths of different baker's twine and then stapling them to my card. That's kind of a horizontal line behind the composition, leading the eye in. Next, I'm adding my little tag with some foam dots and then layering the leaf, the golden plant parts and my seal to the card using just regular craft glue. I finished the design with the half pearl droplets I made earlier when I made also the seal. I feel that the top of my card is a little bit lacking something, so I used the Round and Round stamp set and a sentiment to it. I use vanilla white embossing powder on top of the craft cardstock, which is also my card base. And like so, the card is done. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.